This training is to explain what personal protective equipment, or PPE, is and how that can be used in the workplace. PPE is any safety equipment workers wear to prevent injury in the workplace when engineering and administrative controls fail to eliminate the hazard. After this training, you will know when PPE is necessary, what PPE is necessary, how to don and doff PPE, the care, maintenance, and disposal of PPE. Common types of PPE: eye PPE, face PPE, hand PPE, foot PPE, hearing PPE, body and respiratory PPE. Eye PPE. Safety glasses are needed when an employee work presents the potential of causing eye injury from physical, chemical, or radiation agents. Examples of eye hazards are machines, lasers, impacts, heat, tools, flying particles or dust, electrical work, and chemical handling. Types of eye protection: non-prescription safety glasses, prescription safety glasses. Employees that wear RX lenses can use non-prescription eye protection over their RX glasses as long as it does not compromise the fit of either piece of eyewear. All eye protection must be ANSI Z87 approved. Goggles can also be worn for chemical, laser, and welding. The care and maintenance of your eye PPE. Check prior to each use for cracks or damage. Replace as necessary, and always store in a clean area. Again, common eye hazards: machines, lasers, impacts, heat, tools, flying particles or dust, electrical work, and chemical handling. Common eye PPE: non-prescription safety glasses, prescription safety glasses, and goggles. Hand PPE. Safety gloves are needed when work presents the potential of causing hand injury from physical, chemical, or radiation agents. Examples of hazards are absorbing harmful substances, sharp objects capable of causing cuts, abrasions, or punctures, chemical or thermal burns, electrical work, and high and low temperatures. Some types of hand protection are chemical-resistant gloves. Check the SDS for compatibility. Puncture, cut, and abrasion resistant, voltage rated, and temperature resistant. Infectious agent and biohazard resistant. Always remember to use the donning and doffing of glove technique that we taught you in our COVID-19 PPE video. Care and maintenance of hand PPE. Check prior to each use for cuts, cracks, or discoloration, and replace as necessary. Discard single-use gloves after use, and always store in a clean area. This slide shows the proper donning and doffing techniques for hand PPE. And common hand hazards: absorbing harmful substances, object causing cuts or punctures, chemical or thermal burn, electrical work, and high and low temperatures. Common types of hand PPE: chemical resistant, puncture, cut, and abrasion resistant, voltage rated, temperature resistant, and infectious agent and biohazard resistant. Foot PPE. Safety boots are needed when work presents hazards that have potential to cause a foot injury. Examples of hazards are falling objects, rolling objects, piercing or cutting injuries, electrical work, and chemical exposure. Types of foot protection are as follows: steel-toe boots, electrical resistant boots, chemical resistant boots. Boots must be ANSI Z41 or ASTM F2413-05 approved. Care and maintenance of safety footwear. Check safety shoes prior to each use for cuts, cracks, or other damage and replace as necessary. Keep electrical hazard shoes dry and free from conductive materials, and replace if the sole is punctured. Chemical resistant shoes should be replaced if they are discolored, disfigured, or exhibit any breaks, cracks, or other degradations. Store all shoes in a clean and dry location. Again, common foot hazards: falling objects, rolling objects, piercing or cutting injuries, electrical work, and chemical exposure. Common types of foot PPE: steel-toe boots, electrical resistant boots, and chemical resistant boots. Body PPE. Safety suits are needed when work presents a potential for contamination or injury to other parts of the body, such as legs, arms, back, and chest. Examples of hazards are heat, splashes, hot or cold metal and liquid, impacts, sharp objects, chemicals, electrical work, and radiation. The different types of body protection are as follows: lab coats, aprons, chemical resistant sleeves, Tyvek suits, coveralls that are arc flash rated. Body PPE removal is something that we call a banana peel technique. The following slide has the technique documented. Please look over this. Again, common body hazards: heat, splashes, hot and cold metal and liquid, impacts, sharp objects, chemicals, electrical work, and radiation. Common body PPE: lab coats, aprons, chemical resistant sleeves, Tyvek suits, and coveralls. Hearing PPE. Hearing PPE is needed when the average over an 8-hour period noise level of an area reaches 90 decibels. Hearing protection must be made available to employees when the average noise level reaches 85 decibels. Examples of high noise can be mechanical rooms, shops, construction sites, and when working with machinery or power tools. Taco Metals has implemented a hearing conservation program and more details can be given about that if requested. Types of hearing protection are as follows: earplugs, earmuffs, and canal caps. Always check hearing protection for damage, replace disposable earplugs frequently, and store in a clean and dry location. This slide covers the proper donning of hearing plugs. Always follow manufacturer's recommendation and use the steps in this slide to make sure that you have the proper ear protection. Common hearing hazards: any area reaching over 85 decibels, mechanical rooms, construction sites, and when working with machinery or power tools. Common hearing PPE: earplugs, earmuffs, and canal caps. Respiratory PPE. Respiratory PPE is needed when work presents an inhalation hazard. Examples of hazards are working with uncontained chemicals, working with highly toxic chemicals, working in a dusty environment, painting, and welding. Types of respiratory protection are dust masks, half masks, full masks, powered air purifying respirator, supplied airline respirator, and self-contained breathing apparatus. Always follow manufacturer's instructions for the use, care, and storage of all respiratory PPE. Again, common respiratory hazards: uncontained chemicals, toxic chemicals, circulating dust, painting, welding. Common respiratory protection: dust masks, half masks, full masks, powered air purifying respirator, supplied airline respirator, and self-contained breathing apparatus. Box cutter safety.
Good morning, I'm Lindsay Smithson and I am the safety coordinator here at Taco Metals, and today we're going to be talking about box cutter safety. So we're going to go over briefly how we cut a box properly, how to make sure that we are maintaining safety with our box cutter at all times. What I have here is a safety box cutter. As you can see, your hand actually has to be on it for the blade to be out. As soon as you remove your hand, the blade slides back in. And this is the box cutter that we use here at Taco Metals. So to begin with, we're going to talk about how to properly cut a box. When we're cutting a box, our hands should never be in the way. We should never cut with our hands in the way. So you're going to place your hand to the side of the box, you're going to slide open the blade, and you're going to cut. But see how I move my body to position it away from the end of the box where I'm cutting. So we're going to cut away from yourself. When you're done, you let go of the blade so it retracts. Same thing with the sides of the box. Making sure your body and your hand are not in the way. And your box can be open. Some things that people will do to open a box is they'll put their hand here and come down. And this poses a hazard to your hand. See where my hand is? That could have easily sliced my hand just like that. Another thing that is done frequently is they're obeying the hand and the body rules, and they'll come out, and they're not noticing what's behind them. They'll come out, they'll go like that. Now, that could hurt someone. You have someone behind you that you don't see, then they can get cut by the box cutter. Again, not a safe practice. It's always in the box, stop, retract the blade. Another common mistake with the box cutter is putting your body in front of it. So here I'm pulling the blade back. I'm coming straight at my body. So if this knife were to slip, I could stab myself. So make sure always that the knife is directed away from your body. Your hand is not in the path of the blade. You retract your knife. You can move the box around the way you need it to be moved. Make sure that your body and your hands are not in the blade zone. So, of course, blades do go dull after time, so you do have to change the blades in your safety knives. When you change the blades, always make sure that you change them correctly according to the manual instructions. When you're done, all blades should go into your department's designated sharps container. Your blade should be put in there, and that should not be opened unless it's being disposed of. One of the other issues that we face with box cutters is the storage and the carrying of these. So one of the things that we want to make sure of is A, it's always closed. B, you never put it in your pocket. You do not put box cutters in your pocket, because there could be a time when you forget about that. You sit down, and if that retraction gets caught, then it can stab you. So it never goes in a pocket at all. You have it in your hand, or you have it on your picker, or you have it on your table, but it is not in your pocket.
Again, box cutter safety. Always use a safety box cutter. Always cut away from your body. Keep your hand out of the blade's path. Always dispose of used blades in a sharps container, and never carry a blade in your pocket. This concludes our general PPE and box cutter safety training. Remember, think safety first.